QVC. It's good to see you, sir.
Dave, it's always a pleasure to be here with you.
With your busy schedule, it is such an honor to be able to have you back on the air here at QVC. And you bring us your dated ornaments that you've been doing for 21 years.
Well, I've been doing QVC here for such a long time. And I'll tell you what, it's been really the high point of my career.
Well, we are thrilled because we know that you're doing signings and appearances at stores and locations all over the country, and this is something very special.
This year we'll be doing signings in Australia.
Is that right?
5 European countries.
That's
and
amazing.
Then all across the country, including both Disney parks and some other places.
Well, what we're talking about tonight is our brand new Jim Shore Heartwood Creek 11th annual dated ornament. These are done in white or blackface. Now, they're dated with the year 2023. I love dated Christmas ornaments.
I do
because
too.
they become such an important part of our family history.
Well, I do too, because they're such a collectible thing. You know, these continuity programs are one of the things that I just love to do, because it gives you something to look forward to, and it also creates something that becomes part of the family tradition, the family history. Kids can have these; they'll have these things for the rest of their life. They'll hand these things down to their kids, and that'll be one of those things that when the ornaments come out, and they'll see these things, and it'll be, you know, the first year, the second year, the third year, the fourth year, and there'll be a collection like that. They'll know that Santa Claus is right around the corner.
Date these on the bottom too. Put the date that you bought them, the year that you bought them. Now, obviously, they'll be dated with the copyright date, but you can also take a permanent marker and then mark these, and you can even use them as a little to from on the bottom as well. Because I've always said, when you take the box of the lid off the box of ornaments, floods of memories come out.
Yeah.
Because it's all the Christmases past, all the various ornaments, all the various years that are represented. There's something that's really lovely. Now, there's some jute string here for hanging, or these are flat bottoms so they can be used as sit-abouts.
That's true, you know, and there's a lot of different ways to use these things. We use these things as dinner favors, you know, so that our guests...
For like place settings.
Yeah, they'll have a little something to carry home with them and remember the evening.
And did you hear our bell?
That's a real bell. Each one of them, every year, that's one of the things that we've included on each and every one every year is a different little bell.
These are amazing. Over 1,000 of these are gone. This becomes a tradition with our QVC customers. I have several of your pieces in my own home, and I love them because they are so happy and whimsical. This is something that completes or continues your collection, and allows you to use them either as a sit-about. I would use these on a bedside table. Putting these in an area of the home on a windowsill would make a beautiful little addition. But then also on my Christmas tree. Maybe there's a whole suite of of these ornaments that you can enjoy and really appreciate. A whole collection of Jim Shores all in one little area of your tree.
That's exactly what we do. You know, Jan, and that's my wife, and everybody I think knows by now that she is a force of nature when it comes to decorating. She puts out 11 trees every year. 11 trees.
Oh, heavens.
And one of them is a Jim Shore tree.
Good.
And they're themed, you know. And we have one spot in there, and we have all of these, every single one of these that I've done that are, by the way, only available with QVC. It's a thing that I do specifically for the folks here at QVC. So this is the only place you can get them, and this is the only time to get them.
Now, I will tell you, if you want the blackface Santa, we have fewer than 1,200 to go around. Bit more to go around in the whiteface Santa. And now, at this point, we've taken orders for over 2,000 have been spoken for. Another 1,000 people waiting to place orders. Mr. Shore, you remember way back in the day when we were only taking orders on phone. Now we're taking them on mobile apps. We're taking them on the computer. There are lots of different ways that you can be placing your order. But let me encourage you to grab these, because this is something that you don't do a lot of. And when they're gone, aren't they?
That's true. And you know, and one of the nice things that I like about the way these are done, they're compact. And they're so affordable and everything. It's something that's easy to collect or easy to just take and give as a gift, you know, as for your, you know, for a member of your family or the ones that you that you care about. Just a little something to say, hey, you know, I love you and I remember you during the seasons.
Yeah, these are 4 1/4 inches high, so they're nice size. They're perfect for sit-abouts. They're great to hang on the Christmas tree. Santa's holding a little cardinal, which we of course understand is a wonderful symbol
Right.
of loved ones that are passed. Because when cardinals are near, angels appear, right?
And that's absolutely true. That's one of the things that it represents. But it also represents the fact that they don't migrate during the winter.
Right.
So they are a little pop of color in an otherwise possibly drab season, and they're sort of a harbinger of bright things to come.
Well, anytime I think about the cardinals, I think about a woman that works here at QVC, and she had lost her husband, and she was telling me about it, and she was very tearful. And I said, I want you to be watching for cardinals. And she looked at me funny. She said, David, I've never seen a cardinal, and what does it mean? And I told her that it was a symbol of loved ones past. She said, okay, and through tears, she said, I'll keep an eye out. Then I saw her a few weeks later, and she stopped me. She said, I have to tell you a story. I was out riding my bicycle, and I stopped to get a drink of water. And I looked down at my handlebars, and a cardinal landed on my handlebars. And she said, and it reminded me that my husband was never far away from me. He was always close.
You know, that touches me, and that's a real thing, because I have a very similar story that happened to in my own self with my mother.
Is that right?
Indeed.
And it was a cardinal?
It was an absolute cardinal in the most unlikely place, and I was grieving for my mother, and that just lifted my spirits, and I knew that Mom was in a good spot, and she was telling me so.
She knew that. That's why she appeared.
That's exactly right.
And that was so important. Let me encourage all of you to stay on the line. 3,000 of these are gone now. We're very, very busy. We're going to invite everyone to stay on the line for these. Mr. Shore, an honor to have you back.
Dave, it's a real pleasure.
Always a pleasure, sir. Come back and see us when you can.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, it's time now for us to check in with Jane. She's got a big deal, and I understand it comes in a tiny package.
Okay, I'm going to apologize ahead of time. I'm going to be so obnoxious and so loud and so excited during this presentation, but it's